my gosh, so it's been 2 years, guys. It's been 2 years, but let's get straight into it. Bam. So this is me. From back. I'm getting ready for work. I work in Mac now, so starting off with Watermelon Fix Plus, and then I'm gonna get into some toner. I love this rose water toner. It just cleanses and really plumpens the skin, gets it ready for makeup. And then I like to move on to my Skin Visage and my Skin Refine Zone. The Skin Refine Zone just sucks up oil. It helps me be matte all day. And then the primer has hyaluronic acid in it, so it really evens out the skin tone. And then I also put down my 24-hour eye base, and now I'm getting into my spiked eye pencil, brushing up my hairs. I really have been playing with my brow shape every day because, again, even though 2 years has passed, I still want my brows to be like as natural as possible. So I have not got them waxed in the past almost 3 years. Because I really just like to play with the shape every day. Some days I'll make them really skinny, but that really depends on the concealer that you're using and what type of manner in which you sculpt out the brows. And so I really just take my time and make sure I absorb all the hairs into the brow color, so that you can't really see any of my strays in the concealer when I put it down. Now I'm going to move on to Strut eye pencil, which is a little bit more brown, and I like to put that at the top of the brow because I don't want my brow to just be one color. I like to create dimension and depth, and not make them so harsh and dark. So this brown is really going to soften them up a little bit. Making sure that I really brush the product through my hairs with the spoolie at the opposite end as well is really, really important, because you don't want the product to just gunk up in one particular area. Now I'm going to move on to concealer, and I have all of mine in a 16 pack. I did that on my own, and I'm using an Anastasia angle brush, and I'm really just going to take my time and sculpt the brow. I missed you guys though, so yeah, like everything is kind of really like changed. You saw I got like a little jawbone tattoo, and yeah, I work in Mac now, so I kind of like know a little bit more about makeup than I did before, playing with techniques and practices and stuff. So really just take your time when you're carving out your brow. I like to use something that's really tiny and flat most of the time, so that I can manipulate when I need to, instead of it just going straight across. I kind of like an angle brush more than just a flat brush, because I need to go hook it at the end. If you see, I'll hook it, honey. So now I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and just blend that in. Sponges really help to refine the texture of whatever product that you're using, and they also do absorb it, which is why I kind of don't use sponges to put product down unless I don't really need a whole bunch of coverage. So really just make sure that you're flattening that texture out so that the shadow can really sink in. So next I'm going to get into my Studio Fix Fluid in NC44. And every single day my color has been changing. I've been all the way up to NC50. And I get as light as NC37. So I'm really just enjoying my NC44 while I can, because I know I'm going to be pale as hell coming up soon. So honey, I like being tan, and I really just like to take a step back and really look at my body in comparison with my face, because I don't want to be two different colors. So I'll repeatedly be doing that, honey. So now I'm trying my Juvia's Place concealer. This is my first time trying it, and I really liked it when I swatched it in Ulta. So I was excited to get it popping. It feels like full coverage. I like the way that it blends out, and it's not too creamy or too matte. I think it's perfect. I really, really like it. I feel like this color is good and natural, kind of lighter, but I'm extra, so I like to have a really bright highlight. So I know I'm probably going to go and get my Morphe concealer, which is a little bit brighter, and just pop a little bit in the inside, just a teeny bit. She likes to be snatched, honey, snatched, and I thank you. We matching, we looking good. All right, baby boo boo. Let's move on to my Studio Perfecting powder from MAC. I really love this powder. It is jet milled, so I feel like this is better than Laura Mercier. It comes in about 12 different colors, and it really sinks into the skin and makes everything really smooth. You will really need a zoom in camera to see how smooth that powder is, but it is perfect. This is my Studio Fix powder in NC10. I really like to take this one to just blend it into whatever color I've already got going on. It kind of gives me like that matte highlight that I want. Since I already put down a lighter concealer, I want to reinforce that color with a lighter powder. And you saw that I didn't take any foundation up under my eye because I use concealer up under the eye and the powder. So I feel like it's unnecessary to keep building layers of product when that skin right there is really thin. So you don't want any heavy product right there because that's going to cause the caking that you and the creasing that you don't want, babe. You don't want her. Okay, so I've gone into the Dusky Rose x9 palette from MAC. And I'm heading into the 2 lighter colors that are in it and just popping them in my crease. And I'm really building up that color very slowly because the quicker and the harder you go with these colors, the more crazy you gonna look, honestly. So you just want to go slow and find that crease that really starts before your lid and really just blend some colors in and then build them slowly upwards to fade them out. You can also go the opposite way. You can slowly fade down to a deeper color because today we're doing like a cool gray purplish smoky, but with a little bit of bright structure. So now I'm going to take the Kat Von D palette, Fetish. This is such a cute palette. And I'm going into the darker gray, cool colors to really cut out my crease a bit more. But it's not going to be a harsh crease. It's going to be very soft. So I'm going to keep blending that product into my crease. And this is a Morphe Taper blending brush. I really like this brush. It's super like specific. Like the point is very, very tiny and it really gets into the crevices there because I've got a very heavy hooded eye in my opinion, and so I really need very specific tools that really blend stuff really nicely. So I'm making that smokiness smokier and I'm just building the color. Yeah, you got to do it ever so subtly. Now I'm going to take MAC's Iridescent color. I forget the name of this one, but you'll know it every time you see it. Like, this is my favorite one. We have like 8. And you just want to kind of build it. And then you kind of want to tack it on with your fingers after you placed it on. So I feel like it's a good base, but you're going to need to top it with a shadow or something. Because after a while, it can get cakey. She could cake. So you want to make sure that she doesn't by pressing it in with your finger or a sponge or something, honey. Because you don't want that lituation, all right? Guys, just smooth her out, honey. Get her down. Pack her up. Send her off. Ship her off. Okay, now I'm taking MAC's Black Track on that MAC really skinny liner brush. I'm taking it in the inner corner and I'm going to create an inner cat V. To really open my eyes and make them look bigger. I just feel like my eyes are small and I just want them to look like pat, 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 pat. You know, like, hello, the girl's awake, she's alive, here I am. So I'm building that color in my waterline to really give it a pat. Same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to head back into that palette and use that same first 2 softer colors and blend that on my lower lash line, because if you got a lot going on at the top, you need to balance it out by bringing something on the bottom. Smoothing that one out, and then I'm going to head into some mascara. This is Tarte Lights Camera Action. I think that what it called. Lights, camera, lashes. Lights, camera, lashes. Duh! Lights, camera, lashes. Okay. So back into that palette. And I'm going to take that lighter silvery color and really, really accentuate my lid. I want it to look like my lid is pushed forward. So I'm putting that lighter color there. And this is also going to set that eyeshadow cream. So now I'm taking MAC 75 lashes and popping them right on. And these are my favorite MAC lashes. Just came out with those a couple months ago. They are some of the newest pairs of lashes that MAC has. They are my favorites. And I'm just taking it down with the lash applicator from MAC as well. Now I'm going into my C40 powder from Studio Fix MAC again. I really like this color. It's like an olivey golden. It's very like cool, like, but not neutral. It's got that olivey color, which I feel like I kind of have in my skin. I feel like I have all the tones in my skin. So I try to incorporate them all in very subtle ways that kind of blend all together. So I'm taking that underneath my cheekbone and just on top of my cheeks. And now I'm going to get into, looks like NC45 on a MAC brush, and I'm really carving out my nose. I don't like to make my nose like skinnier or anything. I just like it to look like my nose is here and it exists and it's prominent, because I appreciate my nose. So I'm just making it a bit more obvious, and I'm kind of blending that color in with the shadow to give it really an arch and bring my nose forward a bit more. Yes, honey, yes. Give us a sculpted nose. Bam, splam. All right, so now I'm taking that same NC45 and I'm taking it on a Tarte dense powder brush, and I'm honey, we're gonna shellac this on the forehead. I'm really contouring right now, and I kind of like a soft contour because my tan is going away, and oh my god, I'm about to get so pale. So I'm really taking advantage of this bronzing opportunity as much as possible these days. So I'm taking that on the high points of my, not the high points of my cheek, but the midpoint of my cheek and the lower part of my cheek. I have really big cheeks, so I really like to contour in a manner in which kind of tones them suckers down a little bit. Okay? Big old cheeks. Now I'm taking NC47 and making that contour a little bit more obvious. I feel like I'm better on my contour, my cheek contour on my right side, and I really need to work on my left side a little bit more. But I'm getting better and better every time I go. Now I'm blending that color down so you can't really see any harsh lines. And now I'm going to take my Bittersweet Prolonged Wear liner from MAC. This is discontinued, but Chestnut is going to be the most similar thing to it. And I'm going to do MAC's Myth Lip Gloss. She's cute. And now I'm going to take NC10 on my cheeks. I kind of like a matte highlight sometimes. I don't want shimmer, but I do want it to look like the light is hitting me. So I'll take a super light color like NC10 and just pop it on that little diagonal line directly right the high point of my face. You know that point, that highlight point, that high point of my face. I just want to be matte, and I'm oily, so I need as many layers of powder down that don't look super textured. Lay them down. I'm here for it, please, because that oil is going to suck it up all later. So I'm taking a little bit of a layer of that down the nose, and honey, she done. Baby girl, we done. We ready for work, honey. Yes, she's a working girl. So, honey, we went from this straight to this, and I ain't mad at you. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks. Mwah. So it's the end of the day, and this is how my makeup held up. So I'm super oily, but all that powder that I pack on like catches it all. So technically it's been like, what time is it? I think it's almost like 10 o'clock, and I put it on at like 11, so it's been about 12 hours. I mean, she's sitting. She's sitting. What do you think? I think she sits. You let me know. Like up in here, that's where it gets a little sus. Like if you get a little close, it's like, okay. She's got on a full face. But I mean, I don't think it's horrible. I think it's to be expected. I mean, it still looks nice.